Hey everyone, this is Miss Valentine and you are watching the 1.1 Notes Presentation Part 2. I'm starting here on the last pit stop slide that we had, so you should be ready to move on to the last section of our notes and then work on the summary when you are finished. So we were just wrapping up talking about some of the environmental problems that we have seen as a result of the Industrial Revolution, agricultural revolution, modern medicine, all these things that have allowed our population to grow. So we look at environmental problems in three different categories, really. Resource depletion is a major issue in terms of how much we consume and use to make the products and the food and the things that we need as a species. Pollution is another issue. That's kind of the waste products that has a negative impact on the environment. And then the loss of biodiversity is also a major environmental problem. You learned in biology that diversity is actually a very good thing, not only within a species, but it's also the same for ecosystems in general. Biodiversity is very important. And so losing that biodiversity can cause all sorts of other environmental problems along the way. Resource depletion is looking at our natural resources, so the materials that we already have here on Earth. How do we use those materials? Are we using them and then we're done with them? Or are we reusing them, recycling them? All these natural resources are considered renewable if you are able to use them over and over and over again. We'll talk about a few examples in the next slide. Or it could also be considered a non-renewable resource, which is something that you use it and then it's gone, it's wasted. So those are two different types of resources that we look at. And it looks like we won't go into a whole lot of detail in this presentation. That was mostly in your outline. Pollution is any undesirable change to the environment, and it's usually caused by waste, excessive waste, heat. There's such a thing as noise pollution that can damage other parts of the environment or your own hearing, or radiation. So these are all things that can hurt the environment in a negative way. And a lot of the pollution that is out there is caused by human activities. So again, that's one of the major issues of the Industrial Revolution and the modernization of the human race, is that we create a lot of pollution that damages the environment. And then losing biodiversity, this is one that has really come to the forefront in the last several decades. You may have heard of endangered species before, but we are having all sorts of endangered species nowadays. Biodiversity itself is just described as the variety of a species, or the variety of species that are on Earth. It's the variety of life. The word bio is life, diversity is different, or variety. So it's all the different types of life that we have on Earth. And it is considered a natural resource because it helps to keep the ecosystems functioning well. Once you take out certain types of life from an ecosystem, things can start to collapse and you see negative effects in a lot of different unpredictable ways. So destroying an ecosystem's biodiversity has big consequences for the area, and oftentimes it's not in a way that we can predict. So keeping our biodiversity the way that it is a very important aspect of environmental science. And here we are at our notes summary. So take a look at this dam photo. I think this is Hoover Dam. Yep, pretty sure. So it's a pretty nice dam photo. You guys are going to write 5 complete sentences about this section. So read through your entire notes, part 1 and part 2, and then write 5 complete sentences to summarize what the important parts are in this section.